It's easier for me to do nothing than to record this video. Why is that? Let's talk about emotions. So we procrastinate because the short-term feelings associated with doing something are more negative than positive. So that means it's easier to just not do it. It's only when the positive feelings outweigh the negative that something gets done. Usually this happens when you get closer to a deadline or when delaying the task makes things worse for you. Like, for example, when you submit something late and you lose marks because of that. So the positive feeling here would be feeling good about not submitting the task late and keeping as many marks as possible. The negative feelings could be anything from being tired, bored, distracted, and even being scared. Because depending on what you're procrastinating on, there's a good chance that you have some fear about the outcome. Maybe you're worried that you won't paint something that looks good enough, or you might cause an awkward situation if you ask that girl out, or maybe you'll do something that will threaten your identity. Let me explain what I mean by that. Your identity makes up who you are, except it's not always the same, and in fact it changes all throughout your life. Sometimes your identity is given to you by others, and sometimes you make it yourself. But either way, at any point in time, you have some form of identity. This is important because one of the negative feelings associated with doing a task can be threatening your identity. As an example, I am a person who doesn't swear. Like, that's just a part of my identity. I just grabbed a bit. And so if I was to swear, that's obviously bad. Like, I don't want that. It goes completely against my identity as a person who doesn't swear. Now, this can happen the other way around. Say if you wanted to become an artist, but you can't make yourself draw anything. It could be because your current identity doesn't have anything about you being an artist, and so it would threaten your identity now to draw something. This also ties in with the fear of failure, because you may be worried about what other people might think of your art, and that can stop you from actually drawing and starting to show other people. This is totally normal. Like, it's normal to be scared of failure, but you shouldn't let it stop you. Okay, now you know procrastination is caused by negative feelings associated with something, and you know that identity plays a role in all this, but what do you do about it? Firstly, you should save this playlist because I'm going to talk about a lot more stuff in the future, and also you should subscribe to see more videos like this one. Okay, now that my self-promotion is out of the way, there are a few things you can do. For myself, I've fixed this by making my identity broader and less specific, and actually consciously changing my identity to be the way I want it to be. Instead of being a complicated person who has to act a certain way or do certain things to be who you are, be someone who can try new things, someone who can fail as many times as you need to, someone who isn't trapped by a fear of failure, but is instead motivated by the thrill it gives you to try something. I am constantly scared that a video won't do well, but it doesn't stop me anymore. It used to, but my identity is different now. Now I'm allowed to fail. I'm not stuck trying to be the perfect person. I don't have to be good at everything anymore, and you don't either. And that makes me better at the things I do, and also it brings me closer to a life without procrastination.